Coming to you live from my apartment.
No.
What do you mean, no? I was doing the intro.
You're so... Oh my god, I can't even...
I was doing the intro, damn it. Okay, we're starting the podcast, okay? That's our new podcast. Let's take a shot. We're the Drunken Yankee fans.
No, we're not!
We're doing this to the Stanton trade.
Oh my god, why?
This is to the Stanton trade.
No, it's not.
Okay, what do you want to take this shot to, John Boy? Let's take the shot to John Boy.
Kill me.
Let's take the shot to John Boy. Come on.
No.
Okay, Chav, what do you want to take the shot to? We're wasting airtime here.
No, we're not.
Come on. Look, isn't this cute?
No.
He's got a little A's shot glass. We're the Drunken Yankees fan podcast. We talk all things MLB, all things Yankees.
You disgust me.
You guys should be happy. You don't live with me. You don't have to be my friend. Poor guy. Look at him.
You should be happy
Look what I've done to him.
Live across the country.
Be happy you live across the country.
You don't have to even live with him.
You don't have to deal with it.
You just have to live in proximity.
You could just block me.
Ruins your life.
You could just block me.
I'll just block you out of my life.
So,
the problem is you know where I live and you can just show up. Can't block you from doing that.
No, he can't block me. You get a restraining order.
I guess. That's a lot of work, though.
It is. I know. You have to go to, like, the courthouse. Nobody likes dealing with the government. You know,
well, I mean,
I don't like
and the courthouse is downtown.
Who likes the
which means
government?
I have to, like, find a place. I have to find a place to park.
One thing about this podcast is no Astros fans allowed. You guys need to...
They're not just going to see you say that and be like, okay, X. They're not...
I'm hoping that some of them will. Some of them will. If at least one Astros fan does it, then I'm happy with it. I just want the Astros fans to leave. Stay off of my Twitter. Stay off of my podcast. You guys have nothing to do with this. This is the Drunken Yankee fans. We're not drunken Astros fans. We don't like the Astros. We hate them, actually. Stay away. So now that that's out of the way, we need to take this shot before we get into the topic.
Hate that fucking name.
You don't like the Drunken Yankee fan podcast?
God.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Why would I like it?
I don't know.
I mean, what the fuck?
It's your podcast.
It's not mine if it's named that.
Well, you know what? As soon as you come up with a better name for the podcast, I'm all ears, Chav. You never said yes. I am. You never come up with a name then. What's the name for the podcast? We do have a topic today, so hang tight. We don't want to...
No, we don't.
Yeah, we have a topic. I have it right here. I have it right here on my phone.
Who cares?
Who cares? Chop, come on. Don't do this. Don't do this. Let's take a shot. Come on, dude. Loosen up.
Let me just take a shot.
This is your podcast. Have pride in your fucking podcast. Have pride in your podcast.
You're so lucky that I care more about the ruining of your couch than I do not taking this in my hand. Because you would have committed.
He's a good friend.
You would have committed. And then I would have felt bad.
I know.
Or no, you did commit. I mean, you committed.
Well, you would have had Heather to deal with. Oh, shit.
Except she didn't get mad at me when we had to flip. I mean, we had to do the whole couch.
Yeah, we spilled stuff on this couch
I spilled it all fucking down me. All fucking down me. It was all over this fucking shit. Yeah, that didn't get...
Oh, no. We just flipped the cushion over. We kept doing what we were doing.
It's that cushion now.
Okay, Chav, let's go, man.
No.
To the Stanton trade.
No.
Dude, okay, what are we going to kick off the podcast with our first podcast shot with?
Fuck the Giants!
Fuck the Giants!
Fuck
I hate
the Giants!
Fuck the Giants! I hate those pussy Giants. They're like one of the worst teams.
Yummy.
I fucking hate the Giants.
Here you go.
If you're new to the podcast,
if you're new to the podcast on the first episode, yeah, you're so right.
Okay, so if you're new to the podcast, this isn't a pussy podcast. We talk about real shit.
There was your one pussy.
I think it was the second time I said it. I'm limiting myself to 3 times saying it, so, you know. It's not a pussy podcast, so
3.
if you're looking for like a safe, nice podcast and you want to talk Yanks with somebody,
it's rated TVMA.
You know, just find a different podcast. The main topic of today's podcast is greed. We all know that in baseball, this guy wants a $400 million contract, and fans say, you give it to him, and fans say, you don't give it to him. You know, what's it worth? But I specifically want to talk about what are players willing to do for fame and glory. Chav, come on, act interested. Act interested. What are you doing?
Chav's dead.
Chav's dead, okay.
Chav wants split fame and glory, but we'll never get it.
Not being an A's fan, you won't be. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Sorry.
Chav wants $100 million.
Better come on this side. Better come on this side.
Yeah, you're not going to get $100 million ever either, just because you're a Yankee fan. That's not going to be you're defining. Oh well, I'm a Yankee fan and you're not, so therefore I have $100 million. Oh, look who's
it'll feel like
now.
I have $100 million. It feels like it.
Disheartened, staring at their phone now.
We have 27 championships.
I'm scared for my life. Call the police.
All right. So. Okay. So.
I have to pee.
Okay, go pee.
No, I was just saying that because I thought it would be.
Well, go pee. Like, this,
I mean, I do have to pee.
This is going to be chopped up because it's our first one. We don't know what we're doing yet.
No, it's cool.
Here, no. Wait.
I'm just going to go right here. Oh, hell yeah. It's all warm. Fuck yeah.
This is what I'm talking about, dude.
Feels good.
So you can watch John Boy, or you can watch the bottom of the barrel.
I wish my pants got
of
wet.
Yankee Twitter, which is me. I'm the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm the bottom of the barrel. But I have a podcast. I can put that on my resume.
Anyone can create a podcast. It's not like you have to get accepted into like the league of podcasts everyone's just like, oh,
yeah, but podcast,
Max is a podcast.
My podcast needs more views.
It has validity.
It needs more views than John Boy. John Boy cannot have more views than me. That's my main goal.
Yes, that is the point.
All right, so this is the scenario. So basically, let's think about A-Rod for a second. A-Rod took performance-enhancing drugs. A-Rod did things that, everybody's so mad about. How could you do this? Well, we know why he did it. He did it for fame and glory. So what are players willing to do for fame and glory? I think some players are willing to murder for fame and glory.
I'd kill you for those stats. But I'm sure a lot of people would. Just saying.
A lot of people would.
I'm sure a lot of people would be willing to murder you for those stats. But that's normal, It's normal, right? It's just murder. It's just because you're not innocent.
It's just murder.
It's different if it's an innocent little...
So here's a scenario
I'm not going there yet.
So here's a scenario. You're in a dark, dingy dungeon type of place. Here, Chav, come on.
I'm catching a pollywag.
I don't care, dude.
Ah!
Take pride in your fucking podcast, motherfucker.
My podcast named
your
something
fucking podcast.
Named Drunken Yankee Fans.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, shut the fuck up.
Shut
the front door.
You're a Yankee fan.
No.
Yes, you are.
No.
Yes, you are. Then why was it in 2015 when we watched that Blue Jays and Yankees doubleheader, you were broken when the Yankees lost both games? Why?
Because anyone that knows Max and has watched baseball with Max...
I'm just going to get crazy and you're going to ruin your life.
Understands that the night gets ruined. If we watch baseball and the Yankees don't win.
You better hope they fucking win. Better hope they fucking win.
Exactly.
I'm talking about.
You know how many times I heard that? You better hope they fucking win, Chav. You better hope they win today, Chav. You better hope they win. Because guess what? You're not going to have any fun if they don't.
Yeah, I mean, the night's ruined. It's a tainted day. That's kind of how I see it.
So
it's a tainted day. The day shouldn't even exist.
So then, Well, I guess we just won't hang out when they play anymore.
Well, you know what, Chav? I don't like it when pussy teams win.
I guess
that's my big thing.
We only have 20 days to hang out, I guess, during from March to October then.
Well, okay, the Yankees are going to win a lot more than 20 games, Chav.
I'm saying we can only hang out on days that they're not playing, just in case they lose.
The Yankees are winning over 100 games, so it's a pretty safe bet. It's a pretty safe bet. It's a pretty safe bet that they're going to win.
But we can't hang out on a day that they are playing.
Why? Because you're bad luck?
Just in case they lose.
Because you're bad luck?
Oh, Max.
You're bad luck, Chav.
Yeah, I'm the one that's bad luck.
All right, so the setup for this is you're in a dark, dingy type of cell place. Like, if you ever seen the Saw movies, it'd be kind of like that. You're basically in this scenario. You're a baseball player. And you were confronted with a situation where you need to murder this little child, and you will have these stats that we have discussed. 1,000 home runs, 400 batting average, 3,000 RBIs. You will be the greatest player. You will be untouchable. Right, Chav?
Yes.
Those are untouchable type of stats. Would players be willing to do that? Maybe it depends how this little child is murdered. Let's talk about A-Rod for a second. Do you think A-Rod would, murder a little girl for those stats?
Yeah.
You think he would?
I think a lot of players wouldn't.
You think a lot of players would?
I would.
I'd like to know what you guys think.
I wouldn't.
You would?
I'm morally okay and okay with myself in saying that. Well, obviously no one's ever going to know, but I could live with. I could live with it. That's the thing.
Honestly,
think about
dude.
Think about it this way. Do you think,
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could.
Do you think you could live with killing someone?
I mean, it depends on the situation. If I'm doing it for my stats, I don't
do you think you can live with killing someone?
Well, let's think of the stipulations on this. The first one is you will never get caught.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing.
That's really the only stipulation.
Honestly, that's kind of an obvious stipulation because stipulation.
Yeah, it's an obvious
If you got
stipulation.
caught, then
obviously it wouldn't be worth it.
You would be going to jail and your life would be over.
And you wouldn't be getting all those stats.
Yeah.
The second thing that I think is that the method of killing does that factor into this? Because I think that whether you're beating a little girl to death with a brick or a golf club, or shooting them, or pressing a button to end their life somehow.
Even pressing a button's not as bad as because pressing a button is almost essentially like shooting a gun. I mean, it really is.
My boss is calling. That is very weird.
Just answer it. Just answer it.
I'm drunk.
No,
I don't know if I want... I definitely am.
Just answer it.
I am...
You need to answer it.
I don't want to call my boss. I don't want to answer my boss in the middle of my podcast.
It's not a podcast.
Oh, no, that's weird. That was weird.
Podcast.
It's a fucking podcast.
It's not a podcast.
Take pride in your fucking podcast, motherfucker.
I actually take pride in calling things what they are, and this is not a podcast.
Fuck you.
Just saying.
Come on, get off your phone. Take pride in your podcast.
Shit. Ah!
Come on.
Ah!
Okay, guys, be honest. We're doing a little.
Ah!
We're doing a little intermission here. Be honest. What's more entertaining, the John Boy Talking Yanks podcast or the Drunken Yankees Fan podcast?
None.
If you think Drunken Yankee Fans is more entertaining, leave a like.
None of the above.
Leave a comment.
None.
I'd like to actually know. I'd actually stop talking shit on your own podcast, motherfucker.
You're shit.
Leave a comment saying what player do you think would be most willing to kill for these stats? I think that's kind of an interesting question.
Let's say, hey,
I want to delve
in the comments below without actually delving into the topic.
I want to no.
Yes.
Would you fucking relax?
The fuck up.
Fuck you, nigga.
Tell me what the fuck to do,
bitch. All right, so
bitch.
I'm gonna delve into specific players on this here. And I think we need to set up the scenario properly. Are they murdering somebody themselves, or are they indirectly causing somebody to be murdered?
That's what I'm saying, because pressing a button is indirect.
Yeah, it's indirect.
That's the only difference between pressing a button and pulling a trigger is that it's direct versus indirect. Because technically, you just press a button and release the lion in the cage with a 6-year-old. I mean, the lion
They'll get mauled,
is the one that murders
and that's it.
I mean, it's not. But I mean, and that's why
you can kind of like press the button and walk away. You know what I mean?
Oh my god! I just want to finish
Chop,
this.
please. Please. My team won 27 championships. I mean,
I don't care.
Oops. My team's the best. Alright, so let's just say then that baseball player presses the button. Here, Chop, can you be a little bit more into it? We're almost done with this podcast, dude. Chop. We're almost done with it. Just... Okay, here we go. We're almost done with it, Chav.
Yes, let me take a drink because that will fix everything. That will focus me more.
I'm out of my mind right now.
Yeah.
I'm out of my mind. I'm
shit.
like, boop, out of my mind. I'm like,
dead.
I'm dead.
Yep.
All right.
Baseball fans everywhere rejoice. The fair play is dead.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck the Astros. I don't like that team. I think they're a bullshit team. So basically what I wanted to talk about was who's willing to kill. I have a list here, and we're going to discuss that. And I'd like to know what you guys think in the comment section, whether it be on Twitter or YouTube, whatever. I definitely want to know what you guys think, because this is a discussion. So Alex Rodriguez, would he be willing to kill for these stats? 1,000 home runs, 3,000 RBIs, 400 batting average.
Yes. Next.
Alex Rodriguez. Okay. Easy for Chav to say. Well, let me think for a second. Alex Rodriguez in his prime versus Alex Rodriguez now. Is Alex Rodriguez now
He's
happy
not a baseball
with his
player
stats?
anymore. That's different.
But is he happy with his legacy? Is he happy with his stats?
He's not.
He's not. So
he'd be willing to do it.
Would he right now be willing to do it?
Yes.
Chop says yes.
Why would his legacy would be much more cherished than it is now.
Aaron Judge.
No.
He says no right away. I say no right away too. Not in the equation for him. All right. Jose Bautista.
I don't know.
Yeah, very hard.
Is the person capable of murder?
Okay.
Yes. Yes, he totally is. That's the very
murder
first
for
step.
what though? Murder for stats.
Yeah, but if you're
murder for stats,
if you're capable of murder, whether it be for money or stats, I mean, or for anything, the dude, he's capable. It's
you really think he is?
Totally.
I don't know. I mean, murder's a big deal. You have to have a lot of rage and a lot of hatred in you for
not necessarily.
It depends on the type of murder. If you're gonna like stab somebody to death, or
let me put it this way: how is it any different than some assassin that kills for money? It's no different. You're killing to gain something.
That's a great point.
I mean,
considering that, I think Bautista is the type of guy.
Yeah, exactly. Aaron Judge is not. He doesn't care.
Bryce Harper.
Yes.
He says yes right away.
Would Bryce Harper thought of that one?
I'm sorry. I just
because
when it comes to this thing of murdering for stats, I really think about it. I don't.
Well, the reason I
don't come up with a gut answer because it's such a crazy question.
Because Harper has to. He has something to live up to, and he has a lot to lose.
He does,
and a lot to gain.
He would murder for stats.
Yeah, because that way then he wouldn't be a failure. And he can be as cocky and cool-headed and it's a clown question bro as much as he wants.
David Ortiz, would he be willing to murder for stats?
Maybe.
Hard to say. Hard to say.
It's hard to say.
I think David Ortiz.
I think there's a lot he'd be willing to do to get the stats as long as no one knew.
As long as no one knew, and that's a stipulation of the stats here. As long as no one knew.
Always as long as no. I know, but it's
always yes. I think David Ortiz would do it.
Let me put it this way: any person that's cheated, I'm gonna say yes.
You're gonna be suspect. You're gonna suspect
because if they're gonna do something like steroids, they're gonna be willing to entertain just about any idea.
And you know what?
I know it's murdering someone.
This is the thing.
But again,
hold on. This is the thing. It's steroids for being better, but this is murdering for the greatest stats you can conceive of.
Well, it's the same.
It's the greatest stats that nobody will touch.
It's a higher.
Nobody will touch these stats.
Okay, but it's the same thought process. It's higher stakes. It's higher. It's a higher sacrifice for a higher reward, but it's the same basis thought. So if these people were willing to cheat for something that was
unknown,
possibly attainable,
it's unknown.
I mean, of course, they'd be willing to do something for a guarantee.
Absolutely.
So they'd probably take. They'd probably take. There are probably people that have said no to steroids, but might do this because this is a guarantee where steroids weren't.
I 100% agree. Absolutely, 100% agree. They would take it to the next level for a guarantee.
Again, this is the point I want to make in that. You may think this is crazy because of this topic, murdering someone, but think about this argument that's made with the NFL all the time. Think about how many people are out there that are in jail. Forget about the ones that haven't been caught, that have killed someone. Okay, take that percentage of the population and apply it to baseball players. Just like you do with NFL players getting arrested. Honestly,
there's always a couple.
No, there's a lot of NFL players that get arrested. Yeah. But if you actually do the percentages to the population or that they're in or the area that they live, it's pretty even. Like it's pretty much the same as normal statistics outside of being in the NFL. So it's just there's more of a focus on it. So we got to think of it that way. If say 1% of the people in the country are killers, or 0.1%, that means there's someone in baseball that has that same thought process, that is not afraid to kill someone for their benefit, whether it's justified in your head or not. There's someone in baseball there's probably someone that plays baseball out there that would do this.
Absolutely.
There is someone.
I think there is.
There is someone. And you know what? It not necessarily be a big name. It could be anyone.
No, it could be anybody.
But there is someone that is part of the MLBPA. There is someone in there that is willing and would kill someone to do this. I mean, because obviously there's someone.
It could be a Chase and Shreve.
There's probably someone that would be willing to do it for a lot less. So of course there's going to be even more people willing to do it for this. I mean, this is fame, glory, and being the best baseball player ever.
Right.
So if someone's willing to do it for less, which is probably there, of course there's going to be even more that are willing to do it for this. So I mean, I want.
That's what I want to.
I want you as an audience to understand and think about that, because this topic may sound crazy, but if you think about just normal stats for the public laid across baseball players as well, there is someone out there that plays baseball right now that would probably do this.
I 100% agree.
While maybe it's none of these people, maybe it isn't.
Maybe it isn't.
Because they already have fame.
Good. They're already good.
They're already good. Maybe they wouldn't risk it.
But
there's someone out there that would do this.
Maybe it's like a Lyle Overbay who would do it.
It could be fucking Joe Schmo from AA Midland.
Yeah, you never know.
It
could be anybody. Some people, it's completely off the table. Other people, I think you might be surprised if you're not one of these people, but they would push that button, They would push that button.
If you believe the statistics, which they're statistics for a reason, there's someone that's part of the Players Association that would be willing to do this. So you have to just first think that way. And then that's how you entertain the possibility of these things happening.
All right, next player is Manny Machado. What would Manny Machado do? Manny Machado is a great player, as we all know. Would he be tempted? Would he be tempted to have that 1,000 home runs, 400 batting average? Would he be tempted?
Need to hear the stats again. I don't know.
Would he be tempted?
Next, I don't know. I just don't.
You just don't know?
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't know either. Manny Machado, I think he has a temper, but it's not a temper that is the type of temper that is fueled by greed. It's a temper filled by something else. So that's why I think Manny Machado is not the type of player who would take the I will murder somebody for stats. I do think he's the type of player who would fight somebody because he thinks he's better, but I do not think he's the type of player.
I just think he's a dick. So let's.
He's a dick. Next guy, Mike Trout.
No.
I say no. I don't think it's remotely possible. I want Mike Trout on my team because I think he's a respectable human being and he should be on the Yankees. He's a respectable guy. Last guy, Josh Donaldson.
Yes. I know that's why you skirted that earlier when I said that. I know.
Josh Donaldson is the type of guy who would murder for stats.
I think you have to say that about Jose Bautista because they have the same.
They have the same type of story.
Yeah, they do. They have the exact same.
Well, yeah, but they're different people, though.
They both have the same temperament and the same drive, and they've been through the same type of ordeal. Honestly, they're both late bloomers. They're both late bloomers. Hugely late bloomers.
They're both very, very popular.
No, I mean I wouldn't.
They could be. They could be like better than what they actually are. They could be.
Well, yeah.
They got a taste. They got a taste of fandom.
They didn't both get good at like the age of 30. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
But that's. Well, maybe Donaldson should have learned how to not, strike out. He should have learned how to hit a ball before he was 28 years old. I'm just saying. Maybe he should have just learned how to hit a ball.
So, those are the players that I thought of when discussing who would be willing to kill for fame and glory. I want to know what you guys think. Tell me in my Twitter. Tell me in my YouTube. I want to know. I kind of struggled thinking about who would I actually pick to do this. Because you always think of the bigger names, but there are smaller names too. If you guys have any ideas of smaller names of who would do something like this, who would murder for stats, to have these crazy stats, and I'm talking 1,000 home runs, 3,000 RBIs, 400 batting average, who would be willing to murder for that? Would you be willing to murder for that?
I would. I'm just being honest. I would. And someday, I'm going to be accused of murdering someone, and this is going to be the fucking evidence against me. Well, if he's going to murder for baseball stats, of course he's going to murder this for this. I'm just saying, I'm just being honest.
I can't, honestly, I can't say I would be willing to do it.
Well, here's the thing, you can't, what it is you can't be willing to say that you wouldn't do it. That's the thing.
Well, no,
because you can say that you won't do it.
No,
I mean, you can say that you will.
There's no way I would do it. I think.
I don't think you can say that.
You know what? That's why I said I think. I don't think I would. I really don't think I would.
That's the thing I don't think you can say, because you can't say that when you're presented with something that's beyond your wildest dreams that you won't take it. It's the other way around is the way that I think you can guarantee.
I couldn't live with it. I could not live with it.
I don't know. I think you.
But you know what? Fuck all the pussy teams. Fuck the Astros. Fuck what other team I don't like? The Giants. Fuck the Red Sox. Fuck the Astros. The Yankees are the greatest team of all time. We have 27 championships. And this is what we're going to take a shot to right now, Chav.
No, we're not.
To end the podcast.
No, I'm not taking a shot to that.
Okay, what does Chav want to take a shot to?
Not Yankees.
Baseball being the greatest sport.
Yeah, well, that's fucking true.
Yeah. Peace the fuck out.
Yeah. Did you open with the whatchamacallit?